You're watching the station that's working for you. Now, WMAR 2 News at 5.
And a good evening to you, and thank you for watching and streaming us. I'm Jamie Costello.
And I'm Kelly Swoop. Welcome into WMAR 2 News at 5. Well, they've got the highest vaccination rate in the state, but there's still more work to be done. The new public service announcement from Howard County asking people to get vaccinated.
Plus, more aid for the economic impact of the pandemic. How Anne Arundel County is beefing up its workforce development to help people get back on the job.
And a neighborhood explosion still impacting a community 1 year later. How those on Lambeth Road are doing tonight.
You feel the heat outside and you know what's coming, right?
We are in that August pattern.
Yes, we do.
Late afternoon pop-up storms. Let's check in with meteorologist Patrick Pete, where we're going to see it tonight, or who's going to see it tonight.
It's already starting to happen right now. We're seeing those thunderstorms fire up out in western Maryland. A couple of severe thunderstorm warnings just outside of our viewing area. Remember, we have that level 1 risk for strong to severe thunderstorms that's in effect for a large chunk of our area. Concerned about damaging wind and heavy rain, some of which could lead to some localized flash flooding. You can see a lot of those thunderstorms starting to fire up. Want to zoom into Thurmont because right now we have a cell that is pushing through Thurmont, or just to the west of Thurmont, folks. They're in Smithsburg, starting to clear out a little bit, moving towards Carroll Valley. But down to the south, that's where more of the energy is. That's where we're tracking 2 severe thunderstorm warning cells. One of them moving through Germantown, the other one headed towards Potomac. The one in Germantown is angling towards folks in Howard County. So I think that folks that are in Dayton, you can see this arriving within the next 15 minutes. And if you're in Columbia, that heavy rain, strong wind, and that hail core will be arriving shortly after that, roughly in 20+ minutes. So this is going to move into Skaggsville in about 18 minutes. And if you're in Westminster, you're looking at partly cloudy skies with some showers out towards the west. We're going to be watching for those showers over the next few hours as heat indices, well, they're in the triple digits as promised. 103 from Manchester to Jarrettsville, 105 in Centerville, and check out Easton. The melting pot, feeling like 111. And unfortunately, the rest of you are going to see numbers similar to that as we head through the next couple of days here. Temperatures still hovering in the mid to upper 90s in western Maryland, 93 in Jarrettsville, 91 right now in Havre de Grace and Centerville. I have those chances for showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for the next few hours as temperatures gradually fall into the upper 70s. Going to be a warm overnight, and then a chance for more strong to severe storms for your Wednesday. I'll time those out for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, Patrick. This county already holds the distinction of having the state's highest vaccination rate.
And with the beginning of school approaching, Howard County is even pushing for more. WMAR 2 News' Jeff Hager with more on that effort. Jeff.
The good far outweighs the bad.
Getting back to being able to spend time with friends, being able to go back to school in person is really important.
This is one of 3 public service announcements featuring a Howard County family, which will be circulated over the next 3 weeks leading up to the first day of school.
These other folks had really good professional statements in terms of statistics and all of these other pieces, and I'm going to leave that to them. But for us, we're really passionate about making sure that people do the right thing for themselves.
Those statistics include more than 86% of all eligible county residents who've received at least 1 shot of the vaccine, including almost 4 out of 5 school-age students, 12 and over. According to a survey of the county's 6,000 public school teachers, they too have chosen to be vaccinated.
Our initial surveys had us close to 98 to 99% of our staff were fully vaccinated.
But even with the high rates of vaccination, 38,000 eligible residents have chosen not to get the shots. And health officials are concerned that may put everyone at risk of contracting the new variant.
Over the past month, our positivity rate has increased 400%, and case rate has increased more than 500%.
The county has an ample supply of all 3 vaccines and free clinics without appointments for those who decide it's time to get the shot. In Howard County, Jeff Hager, WMAR 2 News.
And for the first time since May, COVID ICU cases are in the triple digits. 100 need intensive care tonight. In all, 424 are in the hospital all across the state. That's 24 more than just yesterday. Our positivity rate continues to go up. It's at 4.21% tonight. That's up 4 straight weeks now. Transmission levels in almost every county that we're looking at, substantial or high levels. That's according to the CDC. Only Carroll and Queen Anne's counties are below that.
You know, tonight, Baltimore County parents are working to end their school mask mandates. The Baltimore County Parent and Student Coalition is holding a rally in less than an hour. They say when the county superintendent mandated masks, there was no explanation. They also want to know what data BCPS used to make this decision. The rally starts at 6 p.m. at BCPS's Greenwood campus in Towson. WMAR2 News' Eddie Caden will be there. He'll join us live on WMAR2 News at 6 o'clock.
All right. If you're going to the Orioles game tonight, the Orioles have laid out how they are going to follow the city's indoor mask mandate. Here's how it's going to work. The team says you will not have to wear a mask so long as you're sitting in the outdoor part of the stadium. However, you will have to put a mask on when you're indoors, like at the team store or up there in the club level. The city's mask mandate only covers wearing masks indoors. It went into effect just yesterday. Kelly?
You know, many of the people who lost their jobs during the pandemic were left wondering, what am I going to do now? To help people looking for work and maybe a new career, the Anne Arundel County Workforce Development Corporation beefed up its efforts. WMAR2 News' Don Harrison explains how they did it.
You know, there's two ways of looking at this.
Anne Arundel County Executive Stuart Pittman, along with people from Anne Arundel County Workforce Development Corporation, announced a new website to help people get back to work. With the federal stimulus package of $300 extra a week going away in the beginning of September, County Executive Pittman says the timing is right.
There is really probably never been a better time to re-enter the workforce, particularly in Anne Arundel County.
And he has the numbers to prove it. Pittman says there are currently 17,000 people in the county looking for jobs. He also said in the past 30 days, 20,000 job postings became available in the county. Most of them have salaries of more than $35,000.
I ain't know where to go. I ain't know what career to go to.
Keon Francis lost his job during the pandemic and was just drifting, not knowing where to go. A friend told him about the workforce development program, and when he made the call, everything fell into place. Now Francis has his CDL truck license and is going for a job interview next week.
And I feel part of the family. I feel like everything was here for me. All I had to do was just reach out, and they're here.
The county will have 3 hiring events in August on the 12th, 17th, and 26th. If you just left your job and you're looking for a new career, they have programs to help you navigate that process so you can find a job that works best for you.
Because there was just so much going on, it's overwhelming. So Ms. Bear helped direct me to something that fit my personality, fit my character. And when she did that, she helped propel me to my career I have now.
Along with in-person workshops, every week they have online workshops that can help you prepare for your future career. In Anne Arundel County, Don Harrison, WMAR2 News.
I know it's hard to believe, but this was a year ago. A year ago, when an explosion rocked a neighborhood right near Ricestown Road. Families and local officials came together today to remember those lives lost at Labyrinth Road in this gas explosion. WMAR2 News' Dave Detling has more tonight from the original blast site. Dave?
We are talking a year later, and many neighbors still living with the fear from the explosion that leveled this area behind me. Today, we also heard from the mayor, who's asking citizens to give a moment of silence for those impacted.
I invite all who are watching to dedicate a moment in your day today to pause, reflect on the tremendous impact this tragedy has had on so many.
Mayor Brandon Scott calling on people to remember this scene 1 year ago and to remember the heroic actions taken to save lives and help those displaced by the Labyrinth Road gas explosion. The blast killed 21-year-old Joseph Graham Jr. and 61-year-old Lonnie Hero. The event also injured 7 others. At today's memorial, Joseph's mother spoke about keeping her son's memory alive.
In honor of Joseph, my sister Christy and I have started a nonprofit agency, Chase a Legacy, Joseph C. Graham Jr. Inc. Chase a Legacy will teach adolescents about self-esteem, how to communicate effectively, give coping skills to handle different life situations, and drug and health and mental education.
Following the memorial, WMAR2 News went back to the impacted area and spoke to neighbors, including Diane Pruitt. She was displaced from her home for 8 months. She lives directly across from the blast site.
The first 3 or 4 days, everything was sensationalized. People were here, they were asking questions, but a year later, there are still no real answers. I mean, what happened, and why haven't we been compensated? I mean, come on, this is our homes. We were literally displaced.
The city's housing department tells WMAR2 News more than 40 homes in and around Labyrinth Road were impacted by the blast, and a total of 13 families relocated. As for the cause of the explosion, investigators maintain the lighting of a stove ignited a natural buildup of gas at one of the properties. A final report showed BGE was not to blame, but rather a contractor doing work the day before the explosion.
And the voices we did not hear from are those of the family of Lonnie Haro. They are still asking for privacy. Reporting from Labyrinth Road, Dave Detling, WMAR 2 News.
Given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing.
He gave us a 2-week notice. He's avoiding impeachment by resigning. Today, Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York announced that he would step down from the governorship.
Yeah, the resignation takes effect, as you said, in 2 weeks. Allegations of sexual misconduct against Cuomo came to light last week when the state's attorney general released her report. That investigation concluded that he sexually harassed multiple women and fostered a toxic workplace. The calls for his resignation have been growing louder and louder, reaching the top of his own party, including President Joe Biden. Until now, he remained defiant. During his announcement, he still was, to a degree, saying he offended his accusers, but he did not do anything illegal to them.
There is a difference between alleged improper conduct and concluding sexual harassment. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not to say that there are not 11 women who I truly offended. There are. And for that, I deeply, deeply apologize.
Where there are pressure points. Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul will take Cuomo's place. She will become the first female governor of New York.
The nearly $2 trillion infrastructure bill is closer to becoming law.
But it's not a lock. The hurdles left and what we can expect from it. You're watching WMAR2 News at 5.
Is your car giving you a field day?
Bring it in. We'll fix that.
Right now at NTB, save up to $100 on 4 select tires. Plus, get a $70 Visa reward card when you buy 4 Michelin tires. Only at NTB.
Bathfitter doesn't just fit your bath. With hundreds of custom designs, it fits your style. With our unique tub-over-tub installation in just a day, it fits your schedule with no demo or mess. With quality that's guaranteed for life, it fits your high standards. It just fits. Bathfitter.
For a limited time, save up to $750 on your next bathroom project. Call today and find out why Bathfitter is the perfect fit.
With less moderate to severe eczema, why hide your skin? If you can help heal your skin from within. With Dupixent, adults saw long-lasting, clearer skin and significantly less itch. Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. Talk to your doctor about Dupixent.
Welcome to Toyota's National Sales Event.
Ooh, RAV4.
It's a great time to save on the 2021s while they last. Ooh, Venza. Toyota's got an exciting lineup to choose from.
Oh, Highlander, could you?
Oh, sure. You have to understand, it's the National Sales Event.
Right now, lease a Highlander for only $299 a month. Or buy a Highlander or Adventure Ready RAV4 and get special low APR financing for 72 months, plus $750 toward your down payment.
Hey, that's my line.
Toyota, let's go places.
You shouldn't have to take off work to see your doctor or find childcare to get a flu shot. It should be as easy as the tap of a screen to get an appointment, a prescription refill, or test results. With weekend, holiday, and extended hours, and a patient portal, GVMC Health Partners coordinates it all to make it easy for you with convenient locations across the Baltimore area. Get started today at gvmc.org/mydoctor.
At Giant, local is the place we all call home. It's the place where we find new adventures. The place to reconnect with friends and family. Or the place where we take time to relax and unwind. Being a part of our community brings us together, and great food keeps us there. At Giant, it's the little things, like bringing you the freshest local food all summer long. The little things are Giant.
WMAR 2 News is brought to you by the Snyder Law Group. Don't just sue them, Snyder them.
All right, let's talk about this $1.2 trillion infrastructure spending bill has gotten through the Senate. It passed earlier today. It's a key first step in the effort to make it law.
So where does the bill go from here, and just how consequential was today's vote? Joe St. George explains it all from Capitol Hill tonight.
The bill, as amended, is passed.
The largest investment in infrastructure in a generation has cleared a key hurdle. It has officially passed the Senate. Now it heads to the House of Representatives for consideration, and if it gets through that chamber without any changes, it'll go straight to the president's desk. All 50 Democrats in the Senate supported it, as did 19 Republican senators, a rare win for bipartisanship. The legislation creates $550 billion worth of new funding for infrastructure projects. $109 billion will go to roads and bridges nationwide. $66 billion for passenger rail. $65 billion goes to improving internet speeds. $55 billion goes to improving water infrastructure. $39 billion is for mass transit to update commuter trains and buses. $15 billion goes to building more electric car charging stations. It's paid for by not raising taxes. Instead, it uses current resources like leftover COVID-19 relief funds. It's not completely paid for, however. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says the bill will contribute $256 billion to the national deficit over the next 10 years. That's the reason 30 conservative senators voted against it.
The hardest part of advancing this legislation was getting it out of the United States Senate. But just because it's advanced out of the Senate doesn't necessarily make it law yet. It's going to have to pass the House of Representatives too, and if they change just one word, one comma, it would have to go back to the Senate for another vote.
President Biden is now relying on Speaker Nancy Pelosi to pass the legislation in the House sometime over the next few weeks, perhaps by the end of September. However, she can only afford to lose a handful of Democrats and still pass it if all Republicans in the House oppose it. That may be tricky because many moderate Democrats want to vote on the bipartisan infrastructure bill right away, while many progressive Democrats want to wait for the Senate to pass a separate multi-trillion-dollar spending measure that addresses human infrastructure issues like paid family leave. Those same progressives believe the bipartisan bill that was voted on today isn't big enough. All of this setting up a contentious end to summer on Capitol Hill with potentially trillions of dollars of new government spending and programs at stake. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
And now from WMAR 2 News, Maryland's most accurate forecast.
And you can see the energy on the East Coast really bubbling over. Lots of showers and thunderstorms. And Kelly Swoop pointed out as well, lots of electricity out there. Lots of lightning strikes across the eastern coast. And some of that is moving into the state of Maryland. You can see as we zoom in, while things in Baltimore and the eastern shore are looking quite nice. Out near Germantown, Rockville, that's where we're seeing a pretty intense cluster of thunderstorms, two of which are warned as severe for damaging wind, heavy rain, and large hail. That's moving in a general east-northeasterly direction, so I wanted to track this out, give some folks a little bit of lead time. This is going to arrive in Dayton in about 12 minutes, pushing into Clarksville in just under 15 minutes, and if you're in Laurel, you have about 20 minutes before this is on your doorstep. So heavy rain, lightning, hail, and breezy winds, gusty winds, definitely our primary concerns. And winds have been elevated across most of the region. We're talking 10 to 15 miles per hour for most of us, and that's out of the south, so that is bringing in that warm, humid air. Temperatures on the eastern shore, 10+ degrees warmer than yesterday, about 8 degrees warmer in Columbia. Numbers sitting in the low to mid 90s depending on where you are. 93 in Easton, 90 in Essex. Check out Westminster, 99 degrees actual temperature, but feeling like 108. And that's not the only spot that is that hot and humid. Feeling like 108 from Elkson into Chestertown. 111 right now is the feel-like temperature in Easton. At the harbor, we're feeling like 102, 106 in Essex. Just brutally humid out there. As we're tracking showers and thunderstorms over the next few hours, partly cloudy skies through the overnight. It's going to be a warm overnight hour as temperatures only fall into the low to mid 70s. And unfortunately, it's about to get real. You thought today was hot. You thought it was humid. That's only going to increase as we head into the next couple of days. Multiple heat alerts already issued for our area. And then on top of that, there's a chance for strong to severe thunderstorms each and every afternoon as we head through the rest of the work week. So all reasons for us to be on guard. That first heat advisory is in effect from 12 p.m. tomorrow to 8 p.m. And that's because heat indices, well, they're going to be over 100 degrees, up to 105. And then by Thursday, we're looking at an excessive heat watch already in effect. That means those indices are going to be even higher. We're talking 105 to 115. So this is going to be crucial that you hydrate, avoid being outside through the middle part of the day. These temperatures are going to be well above average. 97 degrees tomorrow, but feeling a full 10 degrees warmer. Thursday, our first 100-degree day of the year should be here, and then we're going to feel like 111. That means, folks in Easton, yeah, you're going to be feeling like close to 115. And that heat lingers through your Friday. In addition to that, we have that risk for strong to severe thunderstorms, damaging wind, and heavy rain going to be our primary concerns. We start off the day on the dry side, but those showers and thunderstorms start moving into western Maryland around the 3 o'clock hour, sliding through the city of Baltimore from 5 to 6, and then moving eastward here. And then, of course, those indices are going to be brutal throughout the day. It's going to be important that you hydrate. That's going to be our story for the next few days as unseasonably warm numbers linger and rain opportunities, unfortunately, stick around in the forecast not only through the weekend but well into next week. The good news, we finally get some slightly cooler air. Temperatures back down into the 80s by Sunday and Monday.
All right, Patrick. Well, he is the other Ravens player that started training camp on the COVID-19 list, Gus Edwards. The running back is an integral part of the Baltimore rushing attack and looking to improve at a career year. WMAR 2 News' Sean Stepner was at practice this morning, has more tonight from Owings Mills.
With so much of the attention focused on Lamar Jackson missing the initial chunk of training camp due to a positive COVID test, it's easy to forget so too did one of the men he hands the ball to, Gus Edwards. Edwards was symptomatic during a portion of his 10 days on the COVID list.
I had 3 days that was real tough, but I think I did pretty well.
Edwards now has 4 practices under his belt and looks up to speed, even with so much time missed.
It wasn't too bad. I was able to train a couple of times, and I just tried to stay as much in tune as I could, not being in the building.
The 26-year-old is entering his 4th NFL season. He's fresh off signing a 2-year contract extension over the offseason.
It's about being consistent now. If anything, it puts a lot more pressure on me. I gotta prove myself.
Consistency for Edwards will be a good thing for the Ravens. He has rushed for over 700 yards in each of his first 3 years in the league, averaging over 5 yards per carry. He scored a career-high 6 touchdowns in 2020. The duo of Edwards and second-year running back J.K. Dobbins has Ravens run game expectations once again through the roof. Coaches don't view the tandem as 1A, 1B.
Right now, I see it as a 1AA. You know, it's like we got toolboxes with Swiss Army knives and hammers and, no nails. We got no nails in our toolbox. We got different types of knives. You know, we're going to use them.
And call Edwards a big fan of the improvements Dobbins has made following a full offseason.
Just seeing how much better he got, how much more comfortable he is in the system and all the things that he bring in. And he brings out the best of me.
Injury notes from Tuesday involving more bad news for the receiving group. Rookie Rashad Bateman limping off the field at the start of team drills. He did not return. Wideouts Marquise Brown, Miles Boykin, and Deion Kane all did not practice. In Owings Mills, Sean Stepner, WMAR 2 News.
That infrastructure bill that Joe St. George talked us through and walked us through has a big piece that could help decrease Baltimore's murder rate.
Well, one group that we spoke with says money will help, but it's not the biggest issue. The concerns they're sharing with us about how that money's going to be handed out. You're watching WMAR 2 News at 5.
You won't faze me. Unlike Zyrtec, Allegra won't make me drowsy.
And Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin.
So when allergies attack,
take Allegra before your symptoms take over you. And for congestion relief, find Allegra D at your pharmacy.
Prepare for the fair. The Maryland State Fair is back, presented by Toyota, August 26th through September 6th. Visit your Baltimore area Chick-fil-A Facebook page for a $5 ride discount link.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. There's nothing our highly trained and certified technicians can't fix. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs, all with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. People like you, we're proud to serve too. Double A, MCO. And Doug.
Oh, are you using Liberty Mutual's coverage customizer tool? Sorry? Well, since you asked, it finds discounts and policy recommendations, so you only pay for what you need. Leo, you're an animal! Who's got the bird legs now?
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentyx. 4 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentyx.
Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections, some serious, and the lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to. Tell your doctor if your Crohn's disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentyx.com.
We're cooking up this Checkers Baconzilla for Joe. Joe helped a lot with his son's project and went full mad scientist. So Checkers went mad bacony with 4 full strips and extra cheese all over a pair of hand-seasoned 100% beef patties. Way to stick with it, Joe. Now enjoy your Baconzilla. After all, you've earned it. Get it delivered through our new rewards app.
Every single morning and again at night, you should always brush your teeth from the left to the right.
Adventure Dental Vision Orthodontics makes it easy to get your kids the care they need. Call or go online today.
Chapter Smile says brush.
Do you have a matter for me? Email me, Mallory@WMAR.com.
Well, a space race to get back to the moon won't be happening as soon as we thought.
Well, NASA says, returning astronauts to the moon by 2024 is unlikely because we got delays. Delays in spacesuit development.
Oh, geez.
Yes, that's right. NASA's Inspector General says they won't be ready until April 2025 at the earliest. The agency blames the delay on funding issues, COVID, and technical changes. 27 different companies are supplying components for the suits.
Top of our lineup, we will take you to the only summer camp in the entire country whose sole mission is to teach kids about racism, how they are doing it by having kids open up about their own experiences. And a first of its kind workplace training, how climate change is now being taught in the office. Also, the type of telemedicine visits available for our pets is changing. What you need to know about teletriage as it opens up to more pet owners.
Jones Junction is proud to announce that we have reached a milestone. 100,000 positive online likes and reviews. Reviews often mention Jones for a lifetime. Free oil changes, car washes, and an engine guaranteed for a lifetime. Customers love our selection of vehicles, new and used, our parts and service departments, and our convenient location, only 15 minutes from the White Marsh Mall. As an employee at Jones Junction since 2019, I can personally say that everyone here wants to make sure you have the best customer experience.
A logo can do more than identify your company. It can connect in meaningful ways, energize your team, and inspire your customers. We're 4imprint, and we know your logo on the right product can create moments that matter. With 30 years of experience and thousands of products to choose from, we guarantee your order will be right the first time, on time, and for a great price. Be certain that the right moments will matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
Dry eye symptoms keep driving you crazy? Inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Let's kick Ken's ache and burn into gear.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Those drops will probably pass right by me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra?
It can provide lasting relief. Xiidra is the only FDA-approved non-steroid treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Be proactive about managing your symptoms by talking to your doctor about twice daily Xiidra like I did.
I prefer you did it.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
Welcome to Toyota's National Sales Event.
Ooh, RAV4.
It's a great time to save on the 2021s while they last. Ooh, Venza. Toyota's got an exciting lineup to choose from.
Oh, Highlander, could you?
Oh, sure. You have to understand, it's the National Sales Event.
Right now, lease a Highlander for only $299 a month. Or buy a Highlander or adventure-ready RAV4 and get special low APR financing for 72 months, plus $750 toward your down payment.
Hey, that's my line.
Toyota, let's go places.
At 5:30, a woman is in critical condition right now after being shot in the head in southwest Baltimore. Police say it happened just before 1 o'clock this morning on Gelston Drive in West Baltimore. This will put you over by Gwynns Falls Park. They do not know who the woman is, but there were at least 15 people near her when she was shot. Police are asking those people to come forward with any information. The National Coalition Fund Peace stopped in Baltimore today, sharing the importance of funding gun violence prevention groups like Safe Streets. The coalition has been working with the White House to ensure funds get down to the local governments for crime prevention to the tune of $5.4 billion. They say the money's there. Well, that wasn't the element missing all of this time. Coalition leaders say there's no excuse for leaders who chose to withhold federal dollars from groups on the front lines.
We came as a reminder to the mayor, the governor, the city council, the state senate, and others, and the county commissioner or county president, that we got to fund these programs robustly so that they have the adequate resources to be able to continue this great work.
All right, coming up at 7, we're going to have a full report on the group's plea to authorities and what that would mean for improving safety all across our city. A child killed and found in a city dumpster is getting some justice. His mom is heading to prison in the case. Yesterday, Alicia Lawson pleaded guilty and will spend 30 years in prison. Lawson's co-defendant and wife, Sakita Lawson, is also awaiting trial. It was back in 2019. 4-year-old Malachi was found dead in a dumpster with severe burns on his body. This story upset you so much that Chuck Neal with Charm City Moose Lodge number 70 provided a grave for Malachi. According to charging documents, those burns were from a scalding bath that the Sakita gave to her son. Prosecutors say the two moms tried to treat the burns at home, afraid child services would take their son away. Putting a dent in Baltimore's drug trade, today 11 people accused of supplying fentanyl and heroin and cocaine and other drugs to dealers were charged in a huge federal indictment. Investigators with the Baltimore Strike Force also seized more than $700,000 in cash and illegal guns.
These 11 individuals represent the top-tier drug traffickers here in the city of Baltimore. They were responsible for supplying a vast number of drug shops across the city and fueling addiction and violence across the Baltimore metropolitan area.
At least 4 defendants are repeat offenders who completed lengthy federal prison sentences. Officials say this is an ongoing investigation and additional charges are quite possible.
The Dixie Fire in Plumas County, California is now the state's second largest ever. Smoke from that fire is impacting air quality all across the country. It's turned air in Denver and Salt Lake City into some of the most dangerous in the entire world this week, according to IQ Air, which does rank air quality and pollution across the world. Now, air quality on the East Coast is even ranked as moderate, but there are some things that you can do to protect yourself.
We encourage you to take steps such as getting portable cleaners for one or more of your rooms, keeping your windows and doors closed as much as possible to keep that clean air in.
Jocelyn Hillard with the Red Cross is currently on the ground around this fire, and she says other things to avoid when air quality is bad is cooking fried food, vacuuming, and using gas-powered appliances. Now, a recent study in the Journal of Exposure Science and Environmental Epidemiology links wildfire smoke to susceptibility of getting COVID. Researchers found Reno, Nevada, which was hit hard last year by wildfire smoke, had an 18% higher COVID positivity rate than cities not exposed to high levels of smoke. Now, it's another reason why it is so important to take steps in avoiding anything that could start a wildfire, especially so the devastation and loss that people in California are facing right now doesn't spread.
I've met people here at this facility that have evacuated and gone home. Next 2 days, they're back out evacuating. Now, one of them is here for the last 3 weeks. So it's a lot of unknown. What's going to happen tomorrow? Will I be okay? Will my pets be okay?
The Red Cross has mental health counselors stationed at shelters to help people going through this. They provided us the photos you're looking at here. Now, if you would like to help with the wildfire relief efforts, you can visit redcross.org or call or text the numbers that you see right here on your screen.
Now, that wildfire smoke has been spreading all across the country, and it's been coming in waves. Right now, we're in one of those lower waves, but just to the west, you can see that smoke a little bit thicker in places like Cleveland and Columbus. But that's okay, because we have our own problems right now closer to home. We have a horse of a different color, storms that are firing up, a level 1 risk for severe weather across most of the state. And you can see some of that energy already moving in to portions of central and western Maryland. Lots of electricity moving through the Green Valley area. That's where we do have one severe warned storm. We were tracking some showers earlier that were moving through Smithsburg into Thurmont, but that's really just some sprinkles right now. So not too bad there, but these showers and storms associated with this cluster that's moving towards the east-northeast, Mount Airy, Cooksville, folks that are in Dayton, yeah, this is all moving towards you. Only a portion of it is warned as severe, and that's a different segment that's moving more north-northeast. But heavy rain and some breezy winds going to arrive in Sykesville in about 15 minutes, 21 minutes in Ellicott City, 26 in Randallstown. And folks that are in Anne Arundel County, you have to watch out for this cell that's moving through D.C. because that one is also severe warned. We'll continue to track that out for you, and I have an update on where that's headed coming up in just a few minutes.
Now, ahead in our